Opposition leader Mark Golding faced for the first time citizens in Westmoreland who had been upset about the lifting of the states of public emergency. Mr. Golding, however, is sticking to his position that the crime-fighting measure is unconstitutional and is not the best crime-fighting tool. He spoke with our Western correspondent last night after a meeting in the Negril Square.
Members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, JCF, have expressed mixed views about the effectiveness of the use of the public states of emergency to fight crime. For the most part, the majority of those we spoke with in Western Jamaica said it helped somewhat, but complained about the conditions under which they had to work. When the SOEs across several sections of the island ended on November 27, the opposition voted against its further use, essentially crushing the government's hope of using the measure again. Many people in crime-torn communities, including those in St. James and Westmoreland, weren't happy with the opposition's move, but leader Mark Golding says he was only trying to protect their rights.
When the state of emergency were imposed this time round, there was a mass of murders in the parish. And, our position has always been that a state of emergency must be called in accordance with the constitution of the country because it involves the power to detain without charge for extensive periods of time. And we do not feel that the conditions which justify that exist, because what we're dealing with is a chronic long-term problem of violent crime across the country, and there are flare-ups here and there.
Mr. Golding insists the government needs to explore other methods available to them to fight crime.
There's cordon and search, there are curfews, and of course there's a ZOZO legislation. And we would be quite happy for hot spots when they flare up to be subject to ZOZOs if that is the best national security response, which involves a plan to try and bring those communities under control of law enforcement, law and order, and then rebuild them for the basic amenities and services that every community should have. But the government has used the ZOZOs very sparingly, and they haven't used them in Westmoreland at all, for example.
It appears should Mr. Golding become Prime Minister, he is prepared to restart some of the programs he believes can help with crime.
So the PNP will have a balanced plan, and we've always approached this in a balanced way. We started PMI, the Peace Management Initiative. The government has effectively abandoned that. We started Unite for Change to deal with youths who are at risk, vulnerable youths, and give them a reorientation and a better chance in life. The government abandoned that as well.
Kirk Wright, TVJ News.